Hi there, this is Yarrow here. I'd like to teach you the introduction to a brand new type of business today in this video. Something that I've been excited to teach for many years now, because this is actually the type of business that I ran for the first 7 years of my entrepreneurial life. It's actually the first business that I generated a full-time income from the internet. Now, you might know me as a blogger, a podcaster, a person who sells ebooks and a membership site and online courses, but the truth is I didn't get my start in any of these kinds of products and services or that kind of business, because when I first started online, like a lot of people, I wasn't an expert. I didn't have any sort of qualifications. I certainly didn't see myself as a writer or a coach or a consultant. I was just a guy trying to make at least a full-time income from some kind of online business. So in fact, the first business that I succeeded doing that with was an editing business, where I had a company that essentially connected university editors, so people great with academic writing, and university students, particularly university students coming from non-English as a first language background. And I acted as a middleman. I built the website and I connected those two groups and made a profit from the transaction of delivering an editing service. And what I'd like to do now is teach you what I now call the services arbitrage business model, which is the business model that powers that kind of business, a business where you sell services delivered by other people, which I think is also a fantastic opportunity for you if perhaps you're brand new to entrepreneurship, you've never had a business before, you're looking for an online business that doesn't require you be an expert. It doesn't require you sell a physical product. It doesn't require that you have to be anywhere. It truly can be a laptop lifestyle business that you can run from home. You can take it with you as you travel. You can pretty much do what you like. And how the business works is you sell services that other people deliver. So you have to find the customers and you have to find good contractors to hire to deliver the services, and you act as the middleman or the middlewoman for this kind of business. So what I'd like to do now is take you back in time and explain why I built this business and how I turned it into a six-figure, a business that made over $100,000 a year. And I'm going to do this through a series of training. So there's going to be videos like this, as well as some articles that I'm publishing on my blog. Now, if you want to make sure you don't miss out on any of those articles, as well as these videos, make sure you go to servicesarbitrage.com. You can open up that page right now and enter your email address and your phone number, and I'll send you an email and a text message as I release these training resources, these articles and these videos on how the services arbitrage model works. It's free. It's just some training. I'd like to introduce you to this great business opportunity if you're looking for a new business to start. So to go back in time, so I was a young guy who had just been in university. I was actually still in university, and I was looking for a way to make a living from the internet. In particular, obviously I wanted to have a business. Now, one of the things that was really frustrating me about my life up to this point was that no matter what I did to make money, whether it was the casual and part-time jobs I had in university and even beyond that, I would make an hourly wage. I'd only make as much money as I put in terms of hours. So I felt there was a real ceiling with how much money I could make. So clearly a job wasn't the path for me, and I didn't like the idea of having to work for someone else, to grow someone else's business, to wake up to an alarm and basically be, a 9-to-5 wage slave kind of person. So that was off the table for me. But I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. But the problem was all the business projects or websites, the experiments I had been doing online up to that point seemed to suffer from that same issue. No matter how hard I worked, my income really never exploded. I often got too exhausted because whatever income method I had was equivalent to how hard I worked. So what I mean by that is if I stopped working, the money stopped coming. If I wanted to make more money, I had to work harder. There was no real leverage. There was no potential to grow the business without me having to work harder and harder and harder. So I was really looking for something that I could do that could grow without me always having to work harder, and certainly was a business and not a job. Now, I struggled for a while. I have to admit, I tried all kinds of different things. I sold physical products. I tried a bit of affiliate marketing. I tried buying ads and sending traffic to affiliate products. None of this really clicked for me. I struggled because most of it was based on, again, my work, my effort doing all the work. Now, it wasn't until I read a book. The book is actually called The Perfect Store by Adam Cohen. And it's the chronicle of the foundation of eBay. It's actually quite an old book now in terms of internet books, but I loved that. I read that book from start to finish, and it told me about the story of Pierre Omidyar, who was the founder of eBay, and how he launched this basic website initially just to help his girlfriend sell Pez online, and then exploded into this massive billion-dollar company. But what I really loved about the story was eBay function on what is known as a many-to-many business model. And this was the first book that really taught me the power of this business model. Now, what does that mean? Well, it simply means a many-to-many business has many suppliers and many customers. In eBay's case, there's many people putting their products for sale as products, and many people coming to eBay to buy their products. And how the founder and the owner and eBay grew was by taking a slice of that transaction. So to me, this made a lot of sense because you could scale that business, but the owner wouldn't have to work harder and harder and harder because the owner didn't create the product. The owner didn't create the service. The owner didn't create the value. The other people created the value. And as long as you could have more and more suppliers, you can have more and more customers. So I love this idea, but I wasn't sure yet how to tap into that for my own business. So what happened next? Well, I actually heard about this guy over in the United States. I read this print magazine from Yahoo talking about this young guy working in his dorm room in Harvard University running this essay editing company. And he'd hired his parents, he'd hired some family members, then he went and hired university professors to act as these essay editors for students who were entering universities and colleges in the USA. And as part of the entry requirements, you have to write an essay. So he had an editing service that other people were delivering this essay editing service to these students applying for university. Now I thought about that and I loved that idea because it was many to many, but it didn't quite fit the same for me in Australia, which is where I grew up, because we didn't have entrance essays as a requirement. But I did think that editing might work in Australia because we had a lot of international students coming to study at local Australian universities who had English as a second language. So perhaps there was an opportunity to run an editing business servicing students. I would hire the editors who were very good at academic editing, and then I deliver the service to the students at the universities. So that's actually the business I then rolled out and began to test. So I built a website and then started to see whether I could make this business work, make it profitable. Now, to cut a long story short, that was the business that I then ran for the next 7 years, became my full-time project after graduating from university, became my first full-time income stream, and eventually I even hired someone to look after that business for me. So I essentially had to do nothing to let it continue to grow. Now, what I'd love to do in another video coming up, a future video as part of this series, is break down more of how that business worked for you. I don't want to do that now because that's an entire separate training. It will take me another 10 minutes to do that. But I want you to see where this came from, how this business model came into my world, why I thought it was so powerful, and most importantly, whether this could be a fantastic business model for you. Now, as I said earlier, why I love this services arbitrage business model is you can start with no experience, no expertise. You don't have to see yourself as a coach or a consultant or a writer or a teacher or an author. You're not here to write books. You're not here to teach online courses. You're not here to grow a membership site. You don't have to do social media. You don't have to do YouTube. You don't have to do blogging. You don't have to become a known face. The simple idea is you're selling services that other people deliver. Now, for me at the time, that was perfect. I wasn't ready to get up in front of a camera like I'm doing now and talk to you. I wasn't ready to go and sit down and write lots of blog posts or create videos or do podcasting or start writing a book or sell a course. Those things felt really, really daunting and challenging to me at that time because, frankly, I was new. I didn't have that skill set. I didn't have the experience, the confidence, or the desire. I simply wanted to make money from an online business. So this, to me, was the perfect type of business to start because it's simply selling services that other people deliver. You don't even need a physical product. You don't even have to worry about, sourcing or trying to find something that you sell for someone else. You just hire people to deliver services. So if that appeals to you, if you're perhaps looking for a business and you're at the starting point, then you really need to stay tuned to everything I've got coming up for this ongoing series of training. So again, if you're interested in following along with this services arbitrage training to potentially launch your own services business this year, then make sure you go to servicesarbitrage.com. You'll find the link just near this video, and then enter your name and your email onto that page on my website. And what I'll do is I'll send you an email and an SMS text message as I release these new training resources. So there'll be more videos like this. I'm going to break down what makes this business work. I'm going to tell you more of the story of how my editing business worked. And I'm going to do that through a series of blog posts and more videos like this so that you can get up and running and do your first services arbitrage test, and ideally build a six-figure business that can become a true laptop lifestyle income stream. This is the perfect kind of business that you can run from home or you can travel with, because once you get it set up and you get a couple of key people in place, it really does run without you. And I'll explain how I did that as well. So once again, it's servicesarbitrage.com. Go there and enter your name and your email address, and I'll make sure you're up to date whenever I release new training like this. Okay, I look forward to talking to you on the next video. Go check out my introductory training at servicesarbitrage.com. My name is Yarrow, and I'll talk to you on a video very soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.